STB Racing League Season 19 for the third time this week. Because this time we've got a newly formed tier of Tier 3. Right now we're back in Bahrain for the third time this week. And this extra tier will give us that extra sort of variety in the drivers. It will give us a wider range of ability to be able to race in this tier, and it will help the drivers find their ability range a bit better in terms of what tier they want to go in. So we have got some former Tier 2 drivers in here from last season, and a lot of new drivers as well. So let's see how it goes. So this is the third time we'll be, very first time ever we'll be streaming on a Wednesday. So always something new to look at. I think you might recognise some of these drivers already, and Jim is out. That is some commentator curses, and I've literally spectated him and he's out before he even gets to the end. These curbs in Bahrain are real killers. They've already got one out already. It's not been a good start for FX1 that's German. He only just got the game today, or like yesterday. So he's saying that as another person. I think that might be Perlio, or that's Everett Cammy. He's spun out of 10-11. It's easy to do. It's happened before, and you don't even that curve either. But I will be streaming, but I won't commentating by myself today, just like in Tier 2 last season. Matty, what am I doing by myself today? Let's see, Maldi with a 25.5 on a banker lap. He's going to be happy with that. Hello, Mercury. A recognisable face, or recognisable name, should say. Very from top in the timesheets. All the very quick lap times. I can officially say a Tier 1 driver is currently lower than a Tier 3 driver. Hello, Mercury is racing today. He hasn't barely touched the game, really, and looking to get some racing in at some time. Can't do more than 2 days going. I mean, he could have joined me in the box, but he was like, I want to race, I want to race, I want to race. Tier 3, but you know. Oh, Mythic Cammy's round again. It's the second time he's spun. I think it's time to get rid of those soft tyres, but I think there might be worn up a little bit by now. It's just these curves. The inside curves, that chicane can be very deadly. Caught out a couple people out already, including F1 X German. Really good for that. Lewis Hamilton in the exit 10-7 into the entry 10-8 into the barrier left hand side. Very common thing to do. Max Hendricks in the Red Bull. Going for a second lap as he had to back out on his first lap because a 1:55 is not a representative lap time. Here's the yellow flags. I think that's just Aston Martin getting out of the way of an AlphaTauri. Comes around the final, or technically the final 2 corners. And what will he do? He will do. It's a 25.5. He's just about toppled STB Melody. So Melody's going to be like, okay, I think I can get that. It's beatable. If Melody can do a 0.5 in his first lap, I'm pretty sure there is time in that lap for the Alpine driver. Let me just change it to leader. Gap starts. That is 32 hundredths of a second split in the top 2. Mercury needs to find some groove. Some people on mediums. I mean, if you're on the softs, realistically it should be soft to hard for soft and mediums. Softs can do 20 laps, but it is a risk, depending on how good the tyre wear is. Tyre Trick Gallic went 4th. Which is 26.0. So got MR hybrids. I mean, he's starting a lap and he's only got 15% ERS left, so and he's already done 2 laps already. So I don't think he's going to get very far because he's going to run out of ERS before he finishes the lap. So he's not going to be improving on that. I mean, you can, but he's only 2 seconds up. So even with the low ERS, you can probably still improve on that time. completely missed that apex there. It's going to be a difficult braking zone. A lot of tier 3 drivers, I'm expecting quite a few to be using EBS, so they're not going to be lucky at this one as much as the tier 2 and tier 1 drivers will. I'm expecting really people to use a bit more assist than everyone else. Quite a respect for their ability. It doesn't stop these guys from driving as fast as they can and setting competitive lap times. STB needs to get out of that pit lane right now. It's the first person to set a lap, or one of them anyway. And Maldi's set a lap very early on in the qualify session is a complete unknown. Maldi just normally just sits in the pit lane for 10 minutes, does a couple of laps, spins, crashes, and that's it. Starts last. But Maldi's been a different Maldi. He wants that World Championship, he wants wins, he wants podiums, he wants that champagne, he wants to put his music into the stream and blast it out loud. There's a bit of a gaggle going on here with an Aston Martin and a Ferrari. I'm not sure. Oh, we're talking about the Ferrari. The Ferrari's gone. I think it may be Mythic. No, he's Mythic. I think it was his teammate Pirlo in the barriers. He's lost his front wing. And for the first time, the Ferrari spun there today. Ferrari seems to be spinning a lot. Seem to got up carrying over some of that Sebastian Vettel's race. Hardy needs to get out of that pit lane. I'm not going to get much out by listening to Portuguese music all day. I say Portuguese, I say Brazilian. And the rest of Mercury on an out lap, I believe. So we'll get on to them later as we're going to do the pits. Hybrid is on another lap. I'm pretty sure it's the same tyres. He's going to spin. Oh, I thought he spun there. That was weird, a bit of a weird camera angle. Maybe think he's spun, but it's pretty nice tyres now. I feel that saying that. Papa Devils is doing, he's done 4 laps with no softs. So I don't know what they're doing. Because obviously they're not going to be wanting to do. They don't want to be in the top 10 with those tyres because they'll be like half worn by the time they actually start the race. Well, we've done the formation lap as well. But if you have joined us already, this is the first tier 3 race in STB. It's been made with precision, and we've made sure that we can get enough drivers in, get the right drivers, not drivers that are just more lower ability drivers to have a chance to get some racing in and to get a wider range of drivers to race in the league. And possibly get more traction, obviously. Danger, I think they're going to be hoping a bit more this season. Hopefully Tier 3 can try and help that. Now that it is now in the garage. See, we've got a few drivers here where there's just that little bit faster. We've got these guys that are probably in the high 40s, 26s right now. But there really should be just a bit of a gap between 5th and 4th. I hope that gap can close, because we don't really want, I mean, yeah, but we don't want to have like two drivers flying away and everyone else scrapping it out for the last podium, for example. Backed out. So Mercury completely screwing it up because he's just not put the game. Maldi is out of the track. Okay, we got F1X Ludos. There's quite a few Spanish drivers in here, so I'll do my best to try and pronounce them somewhat properly. There's a flag. I think that's somebody there through, or the game should be buggy. Not exactly the best line for the game. Oh, he's wide, and it's about his lap time. Not sure, but you know, these tier 3 drivers, want to see how they do with these innovations. Can be harsh. Small mistake can cost you everything. Like Androx with a 0.3. Mythic Cammy did a better lap as well, but I meant to see him do his lap. STB Melody on a lap now, it's going on board with him, coming to turn 4, gets the car in nicely, maybe didn't use much track on entry. Oh, he's had a bit of a skirmish on exit. He's going to hit that curb nicely, a little bit cautious through there. Bit of a curve, don't spin on this curve now, they can kill you. Not using all the track on entry. The car ring, absolute flooring, using traction control to its advantage. I think it's the car ring brakes in a straight line, doesn't lock up at all, masterclass on the brakes there. Floors the power back down again, DRS open towards turn 11. Easy corner to get wrong, easy to cut, easy to run wide. What way to that front end to bite, and then back to the left, open up turn 12. Easy to spin on that curb, you don't want to touch that. Get the car in, turn it in early. Missed the apex slightly there, Malby. Didn't see the delta there, so we're going to have to wait until he actually crosses the line. But he just needs to improve by less than 2 tenths to get back into provisional P1. He gets the car in nicely. Oh, and again a bit of a... Oh no, he's abandoned the lap and he's gone to the pits, so he thought, I'm not improved on the lap. And then I'm going to come back into the pits, put another fresh set of softs and give himself another opportunity to improve it. But that does mean that he'll have to rely on his last lap. If he gets out quick enough, I think he can probably do 2 laps of the set of softs, but that is with the risk of starting on an extra lap of warm tyres. And Rooks right now is currently on pole by only 14 thousandths of a second. To Mythic Cammy. Actually, Dario has just crossed the line for 26th lap. So the lap times are just about starting to improve now. People are finally getting some laps in. I think the track limits are catching some of these tier 3 drivers out right now. Just need to be sure to keep those laps in. Randy C on a lap. Get that car in nicely. Crazy spin there. Doesn't use all the track. He's got a lot of scrubbing a lot of speed through those 2 corners. Straight line. With turn 4, he's turned in very early. So he's got nicely. He's really putting the car out wide. He's taking a bit of the line. He's run wide there. You don't want to take that line. He's increasing the angle of the corner, and by doing so, it just makes that corner so much slower. That's why I see everyone mounting that curb on the entry on turn 5, which is actually the left kink before turn 6, which is then is start going into the kink. Everyone cuts turn 5 as much as they can to try and straighten up turn 6 as much as possible to open it up. Ramsey did not do a good example of that. I don't think he'll be improving that much from his lap. He still could probably improve on it, but that's the only way to see. Don't see anyone else improve from now. Mercury's starting this lap. Let's see what the Ferrari's doing. Can he start his lap? So Ferrari's starting the lap. So is Ramsey is the next car to cross the line. Coming around the last corner. Nicely, maybe a little bit, didn't use all the track on exit. Even DRS as early as possible, and he gets himself only into 9th place. 367, 6 tenths off Pete there. There's just a bit of a gap there. You've got to find some people to try and fill that gap in. F1 red, 10th up, just under 2 tenths up. Didn't seem like the greatest of third lap corner. Turn 13 into turn 14, which then instantly goes into turn 15. Very poor exit. Gets to get on the curb and it just compromises exit. It's only a 0.6. I mean, he improved by 2 tenths, but again, it's still a good half a second gap between Pete and Red. P9. And a hybrid, the next car to cross the line. 8 tenths up, but it was invalidated, I think. Don't know. Yeah. Now he's back in the out circuit. He wants that pole position. He's only got to find 2 tenths to get it. Mercury's crossing the line. I think he backed out on his lap. He's on the lap now. Look around. Let's go stay with Mercury. He's always a very early turning that was. He's compromised to turn 2 and turn 3, and he's wide. Yep, he's got punished for it. Turned in too early for turn 1. Compromise line to turn 2, and then you're on wide, and that's it. That's that done. He's not going to end up That's Anoris Mercury. He was a tier 1 driver last season, and he can't even get into the top 3. Doesn't matter if you haven't been racing, but even you had 3 hours of playing time, just grateful. Anyway, Maldi, I think he's on the lap. Ramsey's retired, I think it's in the pit lane. Maldi's got to really nail this section here. He's got to really focus now. This is his last lap. This is Maldi's last chance to find that pole position. Mythic Cammy has improved in this lap by 6/10. This Maldi's now going to improve his lap by over 2/10 to try and get pole position. He seemed to compromise his turn 10 there. He didn't really get the car out of the corner properly. Straighten it up enough. He's got to really try and find a good corner around here. A bit slow on entry. He's punched it out of the corner though. Do not touch that curb, Maldi, otherwise it will kill you. He's turning very early. He's taking a very specific line through there. Oh, he's ran wide! And he's invalidated! Maldi has invalidated his lap. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's going to continue going to see what he can do. I want to see what he can do. He's going to do the last corner. I want to see what lap time he could have done. He comes across the line. I want to see what he's done. It was a 14.2. It would have. He was still being P3 anyway. So even if he might have lost some time maybe when he wide. I don't know, but he was still being P3 anyway. So, regardless if it was valid or not, Maldi wouldn't have improved the position. But whether that affects his position later on, because somebody might improve. Flag is now out. As we are coming to the end of the very first Tier 3 practice session, qualifying session. Anyway, Dario, next car to cross the line, doesn't use any curb and exit, so not quite maximising the track out. You're using all the curb on entry. You don't want to be using that curb because it'll put you off, and you've got more on that curb as well. It's going to compromise the exit so much. You just want to just hit it really. You don't want to really touch it. Yeah. There's Mercury. I think he's doing another lap. He's lost the rear end now. I don't see what his lap time is. Will he get pole? Will he not? No. He get in. Mercury. His pace is non-existent for this game. Then again, it is Bahrain. It is one of the worst tracks on the calendar. Well, in the game anyway. In real life it's fine, but in the game, Bahrain has always been one of the worst. No matter what. It's always had been. Dangerman unable to improve into the pit lane. He goes, and I think that's everyone now. Just waiting for people that are currently in the pits. So that is the final positions of the first Tier 3 qualifying session here in Bahrain. Mythic Cammy has got that pole position with a 25.3, so I think Tier 1 was a 24.6, Tier 2 was a 24.9, and you can see Tier 3 is a 25.3. So you can see that the pole position lap times does show just the time difference between each tier. Well, compared to pole position anyway. I think Tier 3 might have a bit more of a variation. So yeah, Mythic Cammy, this fun person from Scotland, has got pole position in the Ferrari with a 25.3. Second, we've got Mex Androx. In third, STB Meldy. He'll be disappointed he couldn't improve on that to get pole position, but nonetheless, still a very good qualifying position. He's ahead of Mercury, so that's something. Drulos in P4, Androx Mercury in P5 for his first race in Tier 3. Dario in P6, Gabriel in P7, we've got Trick Yalk in 8th, Pete 9th, Dangerman in 10th, Lucas in 11th, F1 Red in P12, Ramsey in P13, F1 Matador is in P14, Periel in P15, Hybrid in 16th, Papa Devils in 17th, and German, who failed to set a lap after crashing at the exit of turn 7 on his first line lap, is going to be 18th. So, commiserations to him, but we will see what's what. We'll see what these guys do with strategy. It is softer mediums, but if people want to be if the drivers want to be more conservative, you might want to go for soft hard or something. 20 laps on the mediums, maybe. is possible. It's definitely been done a few times, but it just depends how good your tyre wear is. But it depends how long you can make those softs last. If those top 10 ones, if they took any of those life out of those softs, they've done them more than one lap on those fastest lap they did on those softs, then it might be a little bit of an issue for them to try and stretch those tyres long enough to get onto those mediums, so you can make those mediums last long enough to get to the end of the race. So, but if they don't think those mediums can get to the end, they can always just pit a little bit earlier and go onto the hards and get to the end. But that does mean it will compromise their second stint, being on that slower tyre. But that's something that we have to let the drivers do, and it's a very, very quick pre-formation lap time. We're already setting off. Normally we have to wait a good minute before we actually get going. It's a very, very quick get off for a formation lap. Got the tyres everyone's on, mostly CT mediums outside the top 10, so no one's going for the hards. So respect to those guys. Pretty much everyone needs to do 1 stops. To be honest, 2 stops is just not quite quick enough. So if it can be lead in the formation lap. This is the first race of Tier 3. We're hoping to have a good one as Smith and Cammys are off the circuit through turn 5. Not something you want to be doing in the race, otherwise you'll be getting a bit of a penalty for that. Yeah, it should be exciting. Hopefully we've got some a new challenge for you guys here. With more opportunities. Got to watch out for Bahrain now. Bahrain is a dangerous track. It's not a nice one, punishes you. I mean, I can't do a race around here without spinning out about 5 times, but you know, that's how it is. It's Mercury. He might not have done much. He might have barely touched his game, but I'm expecting more from the STB admin. And our last now to finish the formation lap. Let's see what happens here. I mean, anything could happen. Just wish I had another commentator to discuss this new Tier 3. Mercury could have joined in the commentator box, but he thought he just wanted the race. Just hope he found his breaking points. That's what all he was moaning about before we started the lobby. Is that he couldn't find his breaking points. I mean, I've just switched back off racing line, and I could find my breaking points fine. So I appreciate it. Yeah, but anyway, all the cars now lining up on the grid for the very first Tier 3 race here in the floodlights of Bahrain. I'll wait now for the last couple of cars to car up as the lights are going off, but I think they might be glitched. Yeah, they are glitched out. Now everyone's revving their engines now. It's going to be lights out for them and lights out, and away we go for the Tier 3 Bahrain Grand Prix as we've got Androx had an amazing start as Murdy's lost like 3 positions off the start as we've got the Alfa Romeo going diving down the inside. It's been pinched, Alfa Romeo, and Murdy's looking to get back. We've got Maldi and Mercury side by side out off turn 3 as a side by side. Into turn 4, still side by side as they come in. Oh, they're going to crash. They're going to crash the 2 STB admins. Mercury's got it. Mercury's got that position off SC Mod. It's been a disappointing start with Papa Devils, who is falling down the order, and Papa Devils is spun round the exit turn 4. So it's been a terrible start. Somebody's just took 2 cars off the circuit. There's an Alfa Tauri round. That's Ramsey's round. So that's not a good start for him as well. Just hope these guys don't get any damage, because damage is very harsh in this game, and don't forget we do have it on standard damage, so you can get floor and side pod and barge board damage and the rear wing, so we've got to watch out for as well. So you've got to watch out for anyone trying to steamroll it up the inside, and make sure they don't hit the side pod, because it can affect your pace dramatically to the point where almost it's a retirement no matter what. Anyway, Androx has taken the lead off Mythic Cami for the stop for the first lap, and Brooks will lead the very first Tier 3 race, very first lap ever. There it is, first ever race lap in Tier 3. The grid spread out quite massively already. We've got some of the guys had collisions later on, but we've got this little upfield group here. Got Mercury all over there, see Maldi needs to make sure he stays within DRS of Dross. Very important seeing that DRS, because that DRS can keep you get you the extra 4 tenths. Mercury all over the back of the Alpine. Yeah, it's not been anything dramatic though in terms of position changes. Tier 2 we had like people gaining like 10 positions and whatnot. Tier 1 as well. But so far I'd say this has been cleaner than the last 2 tiers so far. So it's been a good start for them. We had a couple of people who had a bit of collisions, but I think the more happened later on could have been a little touch, but Tier 2 and Tier 1 we had first corner incidents, including myself. Oh, and Julos had a massive tank slapper coming out of turn 13, and he's going to compromise him. Man's going to be all over the back of him now. It's yellow flags, that says Danger Man. Even in Tier 3, Danger Man can't get a rest with these stakes. And he's all the way down, still in the second sector. It's not even through the turn 9 and 10. So he's a pit stop behind, and he's spun a couple of times now. And Drux keeps the lead, and he's already out of DRS. He's already got himself out of Cami's DRS. And Cami's dumping all his pack, and Cami's got more DRS, and is falling back from Andrux. Let's see, Maldi managed to get back past Mercury somehow. Not sure where. Danger Man is the side of the tie, is the exit of 10-11 in the 410. I mean, that's a retirement. He's pressed his own retirement button. That isn't a crash. So Danger Man has given up already. I mean, we have got safety of the car on increased, so he could have easily waited it out and hoped for a safety car, but he Anyway, got more fights going. There's not much fighting going on right now. It's just kind of everyone following each other sort of thing. Oh, saying that, we've got oh, and it's Gabriel's round! I think he had a bit of a collision with Pete there, and I think that's what caused the collision. We've got a spinner, Gabriel, through turn 12. It is not nice going side by side through there. It's just not comfortable at all. And he's got a 10-second. No, that's just an absolute joke. That is. Well done, Codemasters. I love you. I love Codemasters so much. It's so fun. It's so fun getting things and time penalties. Best thing in the world. Just getting spun out. Come back on the track. Can you get 10 time penalty for? I just got Pirlo and German. Going for a bit of a ding-dong battle right now. He's going to take a straight track move. German. No, he's not going to make it, but he will a bit exit. But Perillo has DRS, which is going to help him keep ahead of F1 ex-German. F1 ex-German is not German, he is Spanish, but he might have German in his name. But positions haven't changed since the first lap. Ernest Mercury missing his apexes. Showing the true Ernest Mercury right here. Here he is, behind STB Maldi. Well done, Mercury. Oh! That's Drulos round! Drulos' round! A classic spin out of turn 11. And, yeah, he's got to watch out for the cars coming round. It's a fast section there. And he's going to have to get himself back into the race. He's lost a lot of time. He's lost himself a good 5, 6, 7 seconds. And he's gone down from P3 down to P9. So it's not been a good corner for him. That promotes STB Maldi into the podium places. His driver is going to be very sharp on their penalties. Penalties can determine everything. Maldi's now out of DRS with Cameron. Maldi's getting his ass moving. right there. We've got Trialk up the inside of Pete. No, it's just Trialk going up the inside of Pete. Yep, no, Trialk going around Dario, but then you get squeezed on Apex and he's been spun around by Dario, and he's down to Peter. And Hybrid gets a 3-second time penalty. Trialk being spun around through turn 4, and he's now lost his pace, and he's lost the rear again. Those rear tyres are probably hot. A couple of these. Oh, he's lost the rear again. This must be a little bit hard, but should cool down quite quickly this game. We've got Pete and Lucas fighting it out. More camera, the crap. Lost anything. There we go. Lucas gets ahead of Pete. Pete having a bit of a collision there. Lucas has a bit of a moment there. Pete's all over the back of him. Yeah, it's not nice. Especially through turn 12. It must have damage. That's terrible understeer. Turn again, nothing's happening. His front wing looks intact. We've got another yellow flag. It's it's been a collision. Gabriel's round again, and it's Trialk. Oh, both of them had their own collisions with somebody else, and then the two people that get affected the most. And I think Trialk might split into Gabriel, because Trialk has no rear end grip at all. I've literally been, every single time I've been on him, he's losing the rear end somewhat. So we've got German into the pits, a very early stop. That's not planned. Should be going longer than 5 laps on the set of mediums. These tyres can do 20 laps. They've done a quarter of that. So obviously that was not planned. Pits, obviously got Pete and Lucas blasting it out for P4. We've got 2 Alfa Romeos. A bit of a squabble going on. And we've got more yellow flags. That is Papa Devils. I think Papa Devils, that's round at turn 3. There's Lucas now all over the back of Pete now. Dulos obviously trying to get himself back after spinning the out. And he was in P3. Lucas all over the back of the Williams. He's got 2 Alfa Romeos to look after behind him. So far, there's been less safety cars here. Oh! And McLaren's round. There's some sort of commentator curse going on here, because every time I spectate somebody, it's spun. So I don't know what's going on here, but other hybrids, it's just, if you're spinning from turn 12, you know there's something not right in the setup or the line taking. As Maldi and Cammy are already into the pits, I'm going to say that, Maldi's going to go on set of hards, as Cammy goes on the set of mediums. Lap 23 laps on those mediums. That is a massive ask. Absolutely, 20 laps is pushing it. 23? I don't think he's gonna. If he does get to the end, they'll be destroyed. Maldi, I think, has made the better call for this lap anyway. For this specific lap, I think the hards are definitely going to be the better choice. Pete gets a penalty. Third person to get a penalty. I say third person to get. Well, second person to get a 3-second time penalty. Gabriel's a 10-second time penalty to go. As Mercury keeps going on, I think some of these guys will probably keep going to about lap 9, then pit for set softs and do about 20 laps to get to the end. Dulos up right behind his teammate now. Might try and get this done as quickly as possible. Those softs are going to start going off soon, so he's going to make that move soon. And he's back over to P4. Trying to get himself back after that spin earlier. That's both Alfa Romeos has got past Pete. Pete's just not quite got the pace to keep them behind. I think it might be time for him to pit. I've got Mercury and Drux is now pitting. Mercury's going for a set of the hards, so he thinks those hard mediums not going to make it. As Mex and Drux go for a set of mediums, so Rob with a bit of a mixing tyre choice. We had this yesterday where some people go on the hards, some people go on the mediums. They both make it, but the hards would be a little bit more better towards the end of the race. Maldi, I think he's just made his way past Pirillo. I'm going to say Pirillo. Yeah. The Alpine driver looking to try and weave his way through the field, as the rest of the guys have not pitted yet. Let's get the tyres on, just to see where everyone is. So yeah, Mercury has come out ahead of STB and Maldi. So I think Mercury's got Maldi in the pit stops, despite pitting the lap later. So it must have been a bad outlap for Maldi. He got held up. Mercury's now ahead. Pretty sure Mercury was behind Maldi before the pit stops. We lost now up the back of Dario, as Dario was about 5th before the pit stops. So it's like net P5 distance right now. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys decide to pit this lap. See what they do. Yeah, all into the pits. Lucas keep going on the mediums, so these guys will come to the pits now. Let's see what tyres Dario goes on. Although Julos didn't go to the pits, he just used the slipstream or set hard for the safety driver. So yeah, a bit of a mixture in tyre choice here. Some mediums, some hards. Hendricks just got ahead of Matador. Max Hendricks, I think he's got a good chance to win this. Gabriel is retired. He's spinned it, I think. And there's a safety car? Is it a safety car? I don't know. It's just a yellow flag. I don't see anything. I think it's a virtual. I think it's just a virtual. Basically safety car track. So it's a good chance for anyone that hasn't pitted yet. But I don't think any of these guys are really want to pit though. It's not really the time to pit. Pit now. Go on to hards, but I don't think these guys would. It's not really a good time for them. Wait for this virtual safety car to end. If this virtual safety car keeps going on a bit longer, this will help Julos perfectly. Let's see how the safety car, this virtual safety car is planned. It is enabled, so not quite soon enough. Just a bit too long, just not long enough for the virtual safety car for Julos to take advantage of it. So a little bit longer, and it would have favoured Julos quite a lot. Heats in the pits as well. Soft runner coming in now. Matador also in the pits. 9 laps have done them. As the order starts to sort it out somewhat. We'll have to wait until about lap 20 before we really see the true positions. Because often some people are doing alternate strategies, starting it on the mediums. We've got Harris Mercury, who actually lost his position to Maldi. So either Maldi's got a lot of pace, or Mercury's just really slow. Oh, Mercury, the body's line is from my bet. Oh, he's gone! Mercury's gone! Oh, he's out! He's lost his front wing, and he's somehow still in the race. I don't know how, but Mercury's done exactly what I did in the yesterday, but this time he actually hit the barriers, and I managed to avoid it. And that's Mercury. More commentator curse. Lost his front wing, and that's pretty much him out of contention for the race. As we've got Alpine, that is spun the exit turn 3. That's German, Maldi's teammate. As Androx just gained so much time on SE Maldi and Cammy during these pit stop periods. Mercury is just going back and back and back. He's got no front wing. No front wing in this game is horrible. Even yellow wing is distasteful. No front wing is, you may as well just put a plain wing on it, like creating lift. It feels that bad. I'm guessing he will now go on to 8 mediums. That's the logical choice. The mediums should make it the end. And there's SE Maldi's off! Maldi's off at turn 1. I don't. Oh no, wait, that's just lag. What? Maldi having connection issues. Maldi completely utterly binned it. And he teleports back into 5th place as he overtakes Hybrid, as Hybrid doesn't want to fight him. So, oh, don't do that to me, Maldi's internet. Don't do it to me like that. Maldi, I think, is currently in the P3, but he's got 3.5 seconds. So nearly 4 seconds to catch up to Camry. He doesn't quite have the pace. And it's a full safety car. It is a full safety car. If I was Maldi, I probably could pit for 10 mediums if he really wanted to. But he would lose track position. But it is an option. But this helps Mercury massively. Mercury gets exactly what he wants, and it'll put him back into the race. So and F1 Red, and tryout, even though they had incidents in the first 10 laps of the race, put them back into the race here. I hope these guys underfuel the cars because they'll be saving a lot of fuel during the safety car period. Everyone's pitting. Everyone. Top 6 is pitted. The only person who hasn't pitted is Dario. People that pit onto the mediums are having to go into the hards. So this could be magical for Maldi, because Maldi will be on the mediums and everyone else is going to be on the hards. So this could be an absolute strategy masterclass by Maldi. He's going to be on those softer medium tyres for the rest of the race. And everyone's been closed up as well. Is it chance SC Maldi can weave it through this grid on those slightly softer tyres and win this race? That is a question. Currently, Mercedes 1-2 with the safety car. This seems like safety car, but it seems to be the grid. Why is Papa Devils not pitted? Unless he's already used the mediums. Well, no, he's not, because that's his tyres he started with. Why is Papa Devils not pitted? Interesting. I was hoping for a safety car later on in the race, I don't know. But Tadalon's PLO on the sauce. I did that in my strategy. Did not work out because it just don't work. It just don't work. You have to do an extra pit stop. It should have gone to set mediums or set hards. Set softs is just not the way to go. Because you'll do the extra pit stop, you'll lose 20 seconds. You've got to catch that back. Anyway. Safety car is going to be having a lap slip. Dario, he was in around P5, he's now leading the race as he decided not to pit under the safety car. Because if he didn't have, I mean, he would have had a fresh set of soft mediums. So he could have pitted for set mediums, but then again, he would have lost a lot more time in the track position. I wants to take the lead and try and keep it. But he has got Julos behind him, who got his positions back. In fact, he's ahead of Androx. So Julos, who was running P3 at the start, after his spin, is now ahead of what was the leader of Max Androx and Mythic Cameron, who was in P2. So Androx, Julos, pitting a bit earlier seemed to actually worked. I'm not sure how this has worked, but it did. And he's ahead of Max Androx. Beats somehow into P5, not trying himself there. I feel like people that pitted before the safety car actually got an advantage, or got advantage over the safety car. I thought safety cars actually kind of screwed everyone up here that pitted. Not sure how this worked. Anyway, Mercury, after this major accident, which I call extreme, on set mediums, hopefully getting nicely to the end. So he's got a fixed front wing. Yeah, just hope he doesn't get any side pod damage. Safety car is in this lap, so this is going to spice the race. Oh, and I think the two Aston Martins just hit each other. Upper Devils ran into the back of F1 Red. Looks like the best thing you want to be doing, especially into the safety car. No mind you, mate. It was aiming to get those hard tyres up to temperature. It's going to be a difficult thing to do. Let's see what Dario does. He's going to launch out of the last corner. He's going to wait longer. He is going out of the last corner. And Rios is going to try and sniff him and try and take that lead away. Slipstream is going to be doing everything right now. There's only Slipstream only. DRS is not going to be there for another couple laps. And he's not making a move anytime soon. I've got Maldi, he's already making his move. He's around the outside of Lucas and he's taking that P6 straight off the back. This is Maldi, he's making absolute inroads here to try and use those medium tyres to his advantage while they have their freshness in them. While those mediums have that advantage, he's got to use them now and then hope for the best to keep their life later on. Seen, I think that was Leo, Arena, running wide. The soft tyres, you will have to pit again. Not make it to the end. Anyway. Mode. Mercury's going to be hoping to make some moves as well. I think he's already gained a position already. But he has got a couple of soft runners ahead of him, so it's going to be difficult to pass them. But what I'm really looking at is Essie and Maldi on those mediums. Right there. This is Maldi's chance to get a race win. And don't forget, Julos and Camille got both, and Pete got penalty. Pete should be disposed of. He's got a little bit more worn hards. Maldi's is he going to come on a bit? No, he's going to back out. Probably a clever move. Pete's got a terrible exit. This is Maldi's chance to get up the inside of him. He's going to get him before even lap 16 starts. So that's Maldi promoted with the P5. 2 positions within 1 lap after the safety car. Absolute scenes here. Yes, Maldi. You can sniff that podium. You can sniff that metal, the trophies, just that opportunity to sit the trophy down and just think, I got that. Maldi, let's say he doesn't, even in tier 2 last season, it just, Mercury got a penalty. Bastard. Yeah, Maldi's not exactly, even tier 2 last season, he never really had any opportunities for podiums. He's still at the back for most of tier 2. Had the old race where he might have got a bit of good points, but Maldi just struggled with consistency and constant ability to gain position. But he's shown in tier 3 that he has the pace. He qualified P3, he lost the competition off the start. Maldi's starts just didn't seem to work on this game compared to the last game, but not letting that affect him. The most really not very quick. Even those hards are just not nice to drive, or mediums just hards just don't quite have. Don't forget the 2 top leaders, the 2 top drivers there, Dulos and Dario, they have the most worn tyres out of everyone. They're leading the race with the more worn tyres, so it's really holding these guys up a little bit. Maldi not using an overtake. But DRS is enabled, and I think that's Julos going up the inside of Dario, I think, or sniffing up the inside anyway. Really trying to find a way to get past now. He does have DRS now. It's his first time to have DRS after the race got, and yep. Pete's being a bit lame. 5 laps on me hard. I think he's going to retire. He has. But Julos has taken himself to Dario, but Dario's going to watch out for Androx. Those slightly fresher hards. Looking to get past the Mercedes driver. Stays behind you for now. Well, I'm loving this. I'm saying this is probably the best race so far out of the 2 out of the 3 tiers. I mean, the first half of the race was a bit dead, not gonna lie. But after the safety car, and after the virtual safety car, and we've had people pitting, it just spiced things up. I'm loving this. And then Matt Andrews diving down the inside of his rival. Turn 11, Dario has nothing to answer for that, and Max Andrews has so much confidence in the brakes and still able to make the corner and then get the car out. And don't forget Julos, who is leading the race, who does have a penalty. So Julos really has to try and pull away here to try and get that penalty. And because right now he could be losing his podium at this rate, no matter when. These guys all grouping up here. Maldi not being overtake, trying to recall as Mythic Cammy. Getting up the inside. Dario's just going backwards now. Those hards just no. Oh, contact. There's Dario hitting the back of Mythic Cammy as he's trying to do the switchback move. Maldi's all over the back of him now. Look at Maldi. He's pushing off of the circuit. The dirty. What? That's aggressive. That could be a bit of a lucky Stewart's there because that was definitely not on. Literally pushing him off the circuit. I'm getting I think it was what was it? Nico Rosberg and was it Nico Rosberg and Fernando Alonso? I'm not sure. I think it might be. I can't remember. It was definitely Fernando Alonso and somebody. Fernando Alonso got pushed off the circuit. But yeah, got a bit of vibes off that. A bit of a gap behind Maldi, so Maldi doesn't have to bring anything behind him. As Tirek is out of the race, and Maldi needs to get past Dario here. Dario's the safety car. There's another safety car. What will people do in terms of people pit? Because if people pit, you will lose a lot of track position because drivers are very close right now after the most recent. Is anyone going to take that? I mean, the softs could go on the softs, but I don't think they'll really do well. They will probably won't make it. So if people do pit, you'll be on set of mediums, and will they do it though? Will they take that opportunity? Julos pits. Everyone's pitting, but Maldi is staying out. Maldi's thinking about it, but he's going to keep going. Maldi's going to keep going. Maldi will take the lead as everyone else on the hards has pitted. Mercury's going to keep going on his mediums. I think everyone else is going to go on to Mount, and Max Andrick's onto a set of softs. Everyone else is thinking gone to a set of mediums. The Drill's gone to a set of softs. Those softs, I'm not so sure. I think they would struggle to get to the end of the race. I mean, safety car, let's say it's 2 laps under the safety car. So what's lap 18, lap 19? You've got to do 2 laps on the safety car and then another 9 laps on those softs. That is really pushing it. I was using the softs earlier and I got to like that 5 lap 6 and they were all doing about 50%. They can only do about 9 laps and then that's it, they're gone. So, I mean, it depends if they're fresh or not. Are those softs that Drillos and Andrews put on, are they fresh or did they get used in qualifying? But again, spicing things up. As you just give me a sec, as I'm going to get some water because commentating by yourself does have a bit of effect on your throat. So just bear with me a minute. Better can actually speak. So yeah, Maldi Mercury, Red and the Hybrid decided not to pit, decided for track advantage. Getting ahead, but Mercury, Red and Hybrid do have penalties, so that is going to really affect them if they do finish like this. They're going to lose quite a few positions, but we're going to hope they get a bit of a pull away, but they're not because they might be done the most worn tyres out of everyone. People like Maldi, Mercury and Red and Hybrid, they'll be hoping the safety car stays out for as long as possible. We'll see what goes on, but I'm just worried that these guys on the fresh sets of tyres are going to be just that much quicker now than these guys that haven't pitted. I mean, so there might be 6 laps it might be 6 lap hold. Don't forget, 2 of those laps at least were under the safety car conditions. So those mediums shouldn't be too badly worn. Because they've done what now? About are those 7 laps? 6, this is the 7th lot, and this is now the 7th lap on those tyres. These last 3 laps, I mean, 3 of those 7 laps right now at least are being under the safety car. Maybe 4 of those 7 laps. This is the 7th lap. So about 4 or 7 laps have been under the safety car. in about 3 laps of running, 3.5. So despite being 7 laps, 6-7 laps worn, they're not actually bad conditions. So hopefully that just helped him slightly. I think the one that will be struggling the worst is probably Red, especially these first few laps. I think he should have pitted because those hards are not going to be exactly quick. Safety car in his lap, so it's only 2 laps, and that's Max Androx. What's happened to him? What's happened to Max Androx? He's just lost loads of positions. That is the one person that could. That's the one person that could fight for the lead. All these people are getting illegal overtakes, and they're trying to let him through, and he's slowing down. And he's actually trying to overtake him. I don't know what's going on here. But I think we have a bit of issues about who is where, because I think he's made a mistake and everyone's getting legal overtakes. And then trying to let him through, but he doesn't want to overtake them, because he might get a legal overtake. But the race is going off, and Mercury's all over back in Maldi, and I actually hope Mercury doesn't get Maldi here. Despite what Mercury wants to win or something, I think we just really want Maldi to win this race. I hope Mercury really does be that sort of. I really hope Mercury acts as like a bodyguard for Maldi, because Maldi would really love to have this win right now. Well, as long as Mercury doesn't bin it like he did about 9 laps ago, should be fine. That was about 10, 11 laps ago actually. I remember. So Junos, ooh, punt. It's Max Androx trying to move his back away from the field. Max Androx, he knows he's quicker than these guys. Not just that, he's on the fresh set of softs. Oh, the Ferrari's hit him! And he spun him round! And Pillar's just pushed, he's literally just pushed his way through. Pillar should really give that position back, because he literally punted him out of the way. It wasn't even an attempt, it was just shove you out of the way, and Max Androx was just, yeah, he was not happy with that. He just absolutely steamrolled it up the inside of Pillar. He was not happy with that. He just punted Max Androx out of the way, the Ferrari, and he just took the position. And yeah, I think Pillar might have damage here because from that contact. He does, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. The black end plate of the Ferrari. Anyway, got. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide! Maybe the Ferrari is going to be 3 wide. 3 wide, got Mercury, they are in the middle. As the McLaren has to pull up there, as they've got Mythic Cammy trying to go to the inside. That's not going to work out at all. Cammy had to cut the corner, it's giving them a penalty. Oh, it's track out, it's half a track. Oh, that's Mercury, and Mercury's off. Maldi's bodyguard has spun. Mercury has spun again. It's not being, these curves not being nice. And Mercury being on the most worn tyres out of F1 in that part of the field is not going to help him. As Hybrid's round as well. Hybrids also we have people spinning right now. We've had a bit of moments of hiccups going on, and there's an absolute gaggle of cars fighting here. We've got Red trying to defend his position off Lucas. Lucas sniffing all that. Red on those worn hards does not have the pace, and these people with fresher tyres are just freezing past us. Maldi is now the only one on the worn tyres that did not pit under the last safety car, but Maldi does have that gap. Maldi's going to hope he just has that bit of pace and just try and keep it out of DRS for as long as he can. He's got to hope that Cammy and Dario fight and just delay that catch-up. Except Maldi's tyres shouldn't be that much worn, because half those laps have been under the safety car. Maldi's got, oh, Cammy's wide, but lag, I don't know. But definitely one wide there. DRS has been enabled. Cammy's trying to keep it in DRS, so Dulos is catching him down, trying to hound him down with his softs. Like I said, those softs are really going to struggle to do that many laps. Oh, what is this touch? Max Androx trying out the side of Dulos, and Dulos is not having anything of that. Max Androx has been pushed off the circuit. A bit of gravel, and he's round. Androx is round, and he's out. He's out of the out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. A bit of gravel being pushed off wide into the gravel exit turn 2. That should really be a safe car, but I don't think we're going to because it's soon. It should really be a virtual, to be honest. That's not the correct line for them, Maldi. But it got pushed off wide, and the one that was leading the race for most of the race has been force off wide into the gravel, and that gravel caught him out, and it's just spat him off the circuit. He's trying to catch it, and it's just put him straight into the barriers. Maldi's holding this 2.2 second gap nicely right now, as Mythic Cammy and Dario are fighting this out. Not quite, but the way Maldi's pace is, if he keeps this pace going, he might have a chance of winning this race. If Cammy's got a penalty, so if Cammy gets past, Maldi will keep that position from me. Maldi just needs to not get any penalties, but he needs to keep pushing, because that 2-second gap is about to disappear. He's got to hope that Cammy starts fighting him. And he's going to hold off another lap. Maldi's trying to do as best as he can, as Cammy's not taking a great line through there. I need Cammy here to bastard Dario out. Now Cammy's going to try as hard as he can, because he's got a penalty. If he's going to do something, he's going to try and get past Dario to try and pull away. It's just not going to happen if he's going to be stuck behind Dario. So how long is he going to pull away with that penalty? And again, he's got a 3.6 second gap to Drulos. Drulos, I think, he's struggling with those softs. He's lost a lot of time. I think any damage. He's struggling a lot on those softs. He's just lost another 4 or 5 tenths. Maldi's lost about 3 tenths. I'm not sure where he's lost that from, but Maldi, he needs to keep that gap up. He needs Cammy to fight this out. Cammy does not have the pace as Dario. He's really got to fight this. Maldi, as soon as Dario gets Maldi's DRS, it just makes that life a little bit easier to stay ahead. Maldi gets a good exit. Cammy's 4 tenths behind Dario. Is he going to try and fight this out? I don't know. See what his exit's like. Got Cammy overtaking DRS. He's going to try and go for the overtake. He's running out ERS here. Dario's not fighting it. Cammy's got past Dario. Dario's not going to fight it. But this is actually going to make it worse for Maldi, because they're kind of just DRSing each other now. It's actually going to help him in a way. But Dario's going to try and come back here. DRS and overtake. No, overtake. Just DRS. But Cammy with that ERS light flashing up is, well, he's a bit of time. But Maldi is 1.5 seconds is split in the top 2 now. Maldi, his time going to start coming off. He really needs to dig deep here. He needs to keep that Cammy out of DRS. Don't forget Cammy's the one with a penalty, but you can't let him. Maldi is disconnected! Oh, he's lagging. I don't know. Maldi, I think, disconnected and exited him. I thought he disconnected from the race then. The gap's only 1.1 seconds now. This is not good for Maldi. Dario does not have the pace of Mythic Cammy right now. Mythic Cammy's also lagging. I'm not sure what to say about this. Maldi really needs to dig deep if he wants to win this race. But Mythic Cammy doesn't have any ERS left. I think he might just got away with DRS there. I think Maldi might just be hit out of DRS off Cammy. Got Mercury, who is trying to fight his way back through the field. Is F1 Red is just letting through. Maybe Mercury's final with his penalty. I think he can only however up. Mythic Cammy still within DRS of SE Maldi. He doesn't quite have it though. Lost a bit of time and exit. Dario's just not quite a pace to keep the Cammy right now. Is Maldi going to win? But is Maldi going to have a penalty or something? Or something else? And somebody spun. It's F1 Red on those hard tyres. Spun it at the exit, turn 2 and turn 3. Oh, Maldi's lost a lot of time through here. Maldi's struggling now. Cammy on those fresher mediums has that much more pace. And he's now within DRS and Maldi. Maldi's not using all the track. That's what it is. He's just not maximising his track. Maldi needs to protect this as hard as he can. Even with Mythic Cammy, yes, he's got a penalty, but his most worry is Dario. Because if Cammy gets past and Maldi can't keep up with Cammy, Dario's going to have a chance to try and overtake Maldi, and that will guarantee losing that win. Cammy has a bit of a rear end. Maldi's using all of his overtake to try and keep himself ahead, but it's just going to make it hard to defend. when it does come to the actual overtake, it's going to make it harder for Cammy to actually overtake him. DRS enabled, no overtakers yet. Don't get DRS slipstream is a bit more powerful in this game. Maldi's light is flashing. Maldi's going to be struggle to hold this, I think. As Cammy goes around the outside, Maldi's going to have to defend this as much as he can. Even at me playing dirties. This is going to be an easy overtake. I don't think Maldi's got anything here. Maldi, I don't think there's anything for this. Maldi's win is gone. It's gone. Maldi's lead has disappeared, and it's yellow flags as Matador has spun around. There's been a collision actually. What Maldi must do now is stay in Cammy's DRS and keep with him. That's what he needs to do now. As long as he keeps up with Cammy and he keeps Dario behind, he will win this race. He just needs to stay in that DRS. All he needs to do. Or you can hope Cammy gets another penalty and then will just comfort him into winning this race. But it's actually still going to worry about Dario. Because you're right, shout for Dario does have some pace. He's got a little bit more ERS than these guys. Oh, Cammy has a bit of an exit. Cammy's lagging. That's not going to help him. Well, he's lagging a lot. It's not going to help Maldi because he doesn't want to get distracted. Yeah, I've got Hybrid and PL. Hybrid's round again. PL had to go wide. I'm not sure if that was avoiding action or was a collision. I don't know. Something's happened there. Maldi all over the back of Cammy. Keeping up with them. Dario is staying with this. He's got more. He's got more ERS than these guys, but he's a little bit further behind. Maldi, DRS doesn't have the ERS to play with, neither has Cammy. But Maldi's keeping with it. The way it is, Maldi will win this race, but we can't. I was going to say I don't want to curse it, but I already said it, so I'm not sure what else to say really. But the main thing is Maldi must. It's an absolute must in blocks keep Dario behind if he was any chance of winning this race. I need some more water for this last couple of laps here because this is just going to get too much, I think. Right. I thought it's been healed for a couple more laps. Oh, I'm actually getting a bit nervous here, I'm not gonna lie. This is tense. This is actually really, really tense. I don't know what's going through Maldi's head right now. He is going to be absolutely shitting himself. I wonder if he had a toilet before he started the race because I don't know what he's like. Just needs to stay in that DRS. Just all he needs to do. Cammy's using more ERS than Maldi. The DRS will just help him keep with him. You just see that time just tick back down again. That DRS just bringing him back in, bringing him back in, just keeping him there. Oh, Cammy's run wide there. You don't want to go too slow because you don't want Dario sniffing at the chance. He's still got some ERS and DRS to play with. Maldi's just keeping it with it. Just need 2 more laps of this. Just 2 more laps. All we need. How's Mercury doing in those warm mediums? He's sitting down for P5. And I think that's it. His warm mediums is not going to be enough to catch up to the guys ahead, but he's got a bit of enough gap enough. Those softs are going to be wearing out now. They're like 9 laps old. Those softs are struggling. Maldi's out of DRS. This could be crucial. This could be absolutely crucial. Maldi's got to dig deep now because he's lost DRS on Dario. Dario's going to be sniffing this now. He's got DRS and ERS. Maldi's using as much overtake as he can. But Maldi's lost that crucial DRS. That DRS is what's saving him from Dario overtaking him. But now Maldi's lost that DRS and Dario has now got his chance of winning this race because Maldi has lost that crucial DRS. It's actually, Dario's got ERS to play with. Maldi's already ran out. This is not good for Maldi because Dario is going to have absolute breeze past him. Maldi's got no ERS and no DRS. Maldi's going to defend this with his life. Dario's going to breeze past him. He's got ERS and DRS to play with. Maldi's win has gone out the window. Maldi's now lost his first place. Maldi is now... That's Maldi's first place, I think, gone. I think Maldi's lost this win. He's made a mistake in Sector 2. And And that mistake has cost him. He's lost DRS, and I told you that DRS he was getting off Cammy was the biggest thing he had to keep, and he lost it. And that losing that DRS just stopped. He just lost all of his protection. Dario's had a bit of a mistake here. Maldi's still got a chance to win this though. Oh, he's hit him! He's hit Dario, and Maldi's got damage. And Maldi getting damage. That's him over. That's Maldi. Maldi's not defending that position now with damage. Maldi's that front wing damage is absolutely crucial. He can still have a chance to sniff. That damage is going to affect him so much in his third sector. He's got DRS. He's got overtake, but I think that's his winner over. Is that he's got damage, and Maldi. He's got angry. I think he's got frustrated here. He knows he's lost it. He knows that he lost it. He tried something and he's got damage now. He's just got to try and get the car at the end. And Maldi's not even going to get second place now. He's not even going to get second. He's going to get third because Cammy only has one penalty. And just Maldi, he could have done so much more. He just needed to keep that DRS. That's all he needed to do, and he failed. And Cammy will win Bahrain Grand Prix, but it will go down to Dario. Dario will end up winning the Bahrain Grand Prix. Cammy will go second. Maldi, after leading the race for those last few laps, just unable to keep Cammy behind, and he then lost DRS on Cammy with 1 lap to go. Must have been a mistake somewhere through turns 6 and 7, I think. Lost DRS on Cammy, and Dario just snuffed him down on those fresher mediums. Now they had nothing to ask for there. Lucas will be P4, Mercury will be P5, Velos will be P6, Renzi will be P7, Papa Devils will be P8, Matador will be P9, Reds will P10, Perilot P11, first one known, only person out of points, as well as Hybrids. It's such an intense moment, but Maldi just could not hold on to that win. He just lost that position to Cammy, and he failed to keep with him for that final lap. Just losing that DRS on that final lap was that critical moment. He just did not need. Having that DRS would have just kept in the head of Dario, and he just failed to do that. And Dario, that hit 6-7 laps more fresher tyres, and he had more ERS, and now they showed. But there is your podium finishes today. But that is the first ever STB Tier 3 race, and it's been a mixed one. It was a bit boring around lap 4 to lap 10, 12 or something like that, and then safety cars brought some spice to it, and it has been after that. It's been fights, battles, there's been crashes, there's been mistakes, there's been battles, there's been collisions. Most importantly, we've had battles at the end of the day, and these Tier 3 drivers have not disappointed us in that department. There is Dario, Italian, has won the Bahrain first ever Tier 3 race here in Bahrain. Has got Mythic Cammy in second, just couldn't quite turn his pole position into a win. Maldi failing to keep that first place, losing DRS to Cammy. Dario just having that extra pace and managed to get past Maldi, and then Maldi hitting the back of Dario into turn 8 on the last lap, got him damaged, and that confirmed any sort of win for STB Maldi. We've got Lucas in P4, Mercury in P5, Dario Drulos in P6. He spun around lap 10ish or something. He was on the podium therefore at that point, but it's been an alright recovery, but he just didn't have a lock in the end. Randy in P7, Papa was in P8, Matador in P9, Red in P10 after the mistake, Pirlo in P11, and Hybrid in P12, getting a fast lap in the end. Max Androx, he was leading most of the race. And then he was battling with, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Drulos or someone else, I can't remember who it was. He side by side into turn 2, turn 3, one right at turn 2, hit the gravel trap on the inside of turn 3, and it was enough to split him off and right into the barriers. And that was his race out. We got F1, and then the rest of DNS were F1 Tilialk, Pete, F1X German, LT the LDT Gabrielle and TSR Dangerman. And yeah, that finished. That is your finishing results for the first ever Tier 3 race as we try and get STB Melding to the party. I'm sure he's got some words to say about this. Obviously, unable to hold that victory. And I wonder if we're going to get that same issue again, where we just don't seem to get off the screen. Anyway, we have got STB Maldi himself in the party. Would you like to include your audio?
That's completed for you.
Right, Maldi. We have actually going to end. So, Maldi, your race today was competitive. I'm going to say at least you were up there for most of the race. You did struggle a little bit of pace at the start, but then you had that fight at the end with Dario and Cami. You just unable to keep Cami behind, and then you lost DRS on Cami at the end, and Dario just had that extra pace, and he just got past you there.
Dario also had some very interesting turning in lines as well at the hairpin. That was
okay.
Cool.
But
that was good.
But yeah, in the end, just put your through your race and just tell us how it went.
So I started the Grand Prix. I was very happy. I had a very poor start. I just wanted to, keep within everyone's, like DRS and things. And then obviously safety car was deployed later on in the race. I opted for a set of mediums for that. The first safety car, the second one, whatever. I opted to stay on mediums, which was good. I was on for the win actually. And then I just couldn't. They were on fresher tyres and I couldn't keep them behind. And then out of nowhere, Dario overtakes me down into turn 1 and then my controller just disconnects. So I could have got past him down the next straight and possibly stayed within the 3 seconds of coming to win. But yeah, instead I have to get turned into and get damage. So that weren't possible to win.
I did see you did lose a few tenths on the second to last lap, and that could cost you, because that DRS was your one thing that was keeping you ahead, and you lost that, and that was enough. You did end up losing a position with Ross. So unfortunately, that was it's an unfortunate event. So I don't know.
All in all, very good start to the season. Podium, of course. I mean, I haven't had a podium since ages. So but go to Baku. And we'll see how we do. But I am definitely very happy with my pace and my race all in all tonight.
Yep, so that's all we're having for tonight. I'm not sure, I'll finish off this stream. This is the first ever Tier 3 race in STB. It was a very interesting race to watch. My voice is now kind of dead after that. But please do join us next week as we go to the city of Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Back with us for Tier 1 on Monday, and Tier 2 on Tuesday, and Tier 3 obviously back for Tier 3 on the Wednesday. Thank you for watching, and please come back to us next week for Azerbaijan, and we'll see you then. Bye.